Ever wonder how some websites like magically pop up first when you search something?
Right.
That's the SEO game, and today we're going deep on if hiring a pro is, worth it. We've got advice from a, well, seasoned SEO expert, and trust me, you'll want to take notes.
It's funny how many people think SEO is like, I don't know, some instant fame thing online or tricking Google. It's really about getting the right people to the right stuff, almost like leaving a trail right to your site.
So not instant noodles, more like, what's that bread thing? Sourdough. Takes time, but the payoff's good.
Exactly. Good SEO can mean a ton of traffic to your site. And we're talking people who actually want what you're offering. Turns into real growth, good return on what you put in.
Makes sense, but I'm guessing that expertise doesn't come cheap. What's it cost for someone serious about upping their SEO game?
That's the thing. You got to see it as an investment. You're paying for their knowledge of how Google thinks its algorithms. Like a really good architect, they're using their skills to build something just for you.
So break it down. What does an SEO pro actually do?
So usually starts with a full audit of your website. They're looking for any problems, anything holding you back, and where to improve.
Like a mechanic giving your car a once over.
Perfect analogy. Then, once they know what's up, they make your custom SEO strategy. It's the roadmap to better rankings, basically. And since Google's always changing, there's usually an ongoing fee to keep you ahead.
So not a one and done, more like a partnership. What kind of numbers are we talking? Ballpark.
Okay, so that initial audit and strategy, you're looking at maybe $3,000 to $9,000, depends on your website and all that. Then ongoing, at least $1,000 a month.
Okay, so something to think about for sure. What really hit me was they said to bring in an SEO early, like if you're redoing your website.
For sure. Like if you're building a house, it's easier to make it energy efficient from the start.
Yeah.
Way better than adding it later.
Yeah, that's a really good point about planning ahead, right? But before we get too deep into it, let's talk about those red flags. How can someone listening tell if an SEO pro is, the real deal or just selling snake oil?
Oh, it's smart to be careful. There are definitely some bad apples out there. Biggest red flag, if they guarantee you'll be top of Google.
Like they have some magic formula.
Exactly. Google's way too complex. Nobody can promise that. A good SEO, they'll be honest, it's a process, takes time, a long-term thing. They'll tell you about what they can improve, what's realistic, and how, keep adapting.
Yeah. So it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Exactly. Now, another one to watch out for, link farms. These are basically just websites that exist to link to other sites, trying to game the system.
Link farms, huh? That sounds kind of shady, like a digital flea market or something.
That's a good way to put it. Always think quality over quantity. A few good links from respected sites, that's gold. Way better than a ton of spammy links from who knows where.
It's about building something real, trustworthy online.
Yes. And that leads into another myth, the get famous overnight with SEO. It doesn't work that way. Real SEO, it's like building a house. You need the foundation, the walls, the whole thing before you have people over.
Okay, so what about someone with a small budget? Can they even DDoS SEO without spending a ton?
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of free stuff online. You can learn the basics. Even a little knowledge helps. Start by making your website's content good, well-written, informative, and make sure you're using the right keywords.
That's about like working smarter, not harder. Even on a budget, you can make progress.
Exactly. Now, one more red flag. People who say they've got, inside info at Google.
Oh, right, like they have Google on speed dial or something?
Right. Some SEOs, they might be more in the know than others or good at guessing what Google will do, but nobody outside Google really knows for sure. It's like trying to predict weather. You can guess, but you can't control it.
So, okay, we've busted some SEO myths and learned how to spot the fakes. But let's say you're ready to find an SEO pro, like for real. Where do you even start looking?
It's like finding any good professional. Really. A good mechanic, a contractor, even a hairdresser, right? Word of mouth is huge.
So start with my own network.
Exactly. Ask around on LinkedIn, Twitter, any groups you're in, especially for your industry. People usually love to share good or bad experiences.
Right. Makes sense. Use those connections. What about like conferences and stuff? Good place to find SEO people.
Definitely. Conferences, workshops, those are great to meet people, see what they know. Pay attention to the speakers. Even if you can't afford them, maybe they know someone who'd be a good fit.
Okay, so you've got some names. You're ready to interview them. Any questions I should ask that, go beyond the basics?
Don't be afraid to really dig in. Ask for examples of their work, especially with businesses kind of like yours. Like, have they actually gotten results for others in your industry?
So I'm looking for proof, not just promises, right?
Right. See what tools they use.
Yeah.
Google Search Console, Google Analytics, all that. How do they stay updated on all the changes Google makes?
It's like asking a chef what knives they use, right? You want to know they have the good stuff.
Yes. And and don't forget to like Google them. To see their website, their blog, what other people are saying. Are they like active in the SEO world?
Like checking references, you want to know they're legit.
Exactly. And if it's an agency, more than one person, ask about the team. Who's actually going to be working on your stuff? You got to be comfortable with how they communicate, their whole approach.
Yeah, that's so important for any partnership, being able to talk and be on the same page.
Totally. Look, hiring an SEO pro, it's a big decision. You're putting your online presence in their hands,
Yeah.
right? It's an investment. So take your time, do your research, ask all the questions you need, and honestly, trust your gut feeling.
This has been honestly super helpful. As we're wrapping up here, any last words of wisdom about finding the right SEO person?
Don't go for the quick fix.
Yeah.
Real SEO takes time, a good strategy, really knowing what your goals are. Find someone who's in it for the long haul with you, not just a temporary bump in the rankings.
Like we said, that sourdough. Got to nurture it over time. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us. And to everyone listening, until next time, happy optimizing.